shots, goals, assists, saves, highlights, excitement, all of that is back. The new NHL season is finally here. Welcome back to Britboy Hockey, and also welcome to the brand new 2022-23 NHL season, a limited edition season. Get that? Because it only happens once. It's limited edition. Yeah, we need some special effect there. With tradition, here is my predictions for this season. And before you say yes, I do know that I'm about 2 games late for pretty much every single team in this, but I was making it through the games, so like it was, when I made this, none of the teams have played. Anyway, so before I get into this, please like and subscribe, and with that said, let's get into the predictions. So we're going to go division by division, and then I'm going to tell you my winners. So let's start with my favourite division, the Pacific Division. In 8th, I have the Seattle Kraken. I mostly think that because I don't think they've significantly improved over the off-season as much as they could, but they did get Shane Wright at number 4, which I'm still kind of shocked at. I don't know how that happened. In 7th place, I've got the San Jose Sharks. We don't really know where the Sharks are going, because we've got a new GM and a new coach in Mike Greer and David Quinn, who I think actually worked together at university. And they also traded away Brent Burns, you can't see it, but I've got Brent Burns jersey there, to Carolina. In 6th place, I've got the Anaheim Ducks. I think they're going I think that with players like Trevor Zegras developing, but I don't think they have the competition to fight with the teams higher up in their respective division. In 5th, I put the LA Kings. Now, like Anaheim, I think it's a developing team which might make the playoffs in a few years, but maybe not right now. Now, the next team, you're probably thinking, where's my favourite team, considering this is my favourite division? But it is right here with the Vancouver Canucks. It's our first full season with Bruce Boudreau on the bench. Bruce, there it is. And we also picked up Andrei Kuzmenko. But as the Canucks are saying for this year, we've got unfinished business. In 3rd place, I've got the mighty Vegas Golden Knights. Get it? Because I like Mighty Ducks, but then I switched it with Vegas Golden Knights. Funny one. I do think they'll have a good season, but they don't actually have a starting keeper because Robert Leonard is out for the season. So maybe they'll get one through, the trade deadline. Now, the last 2 teams, and the first one is the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, considering they have the best player in the NHL, you can't say the most paid player in the NHL now, because he isn't, but how can they not make the playoffs? And in 3rd place, I've got the Calgary Flames. Now, at one point, I thought they were going to have the worst off-season because they traded to Chuck and Goudreau, but then they got Uyghur, Huberdeau, and of course, reigning Stanley Cup champion Nazem Kadri. That is the Pacific Division done. Now let's move on to my second favourite division, the Metro Division. And in 8th, we have the Philadelphia Flyers. I think it's because we don't really know, like San Jose, we don't really know how John Tortorella as the head coach is going to be, because, John Tortorella, bit interesting there. But in 7th place, I do have the New Jersey Devils, a team that I feel like the most, they don't get enough attention. You never really hear about the New Jersey Devils in the news a lot, but they lost PK Subban, but they didn't trade him, he just decided to retire. But they've got a bright future because they have they have 2 of the 3 Hughes brothers on the same team. Could we potentially see 3 of them on the same team, or will they go on to a different team with all 3 of them? And I think there's another Hughes, because there's Luke, Quinn, and Jack, but I think is there not? I'm not sure. In 6th place, we've got Columbus. We need a cannon effect because They picked up Goudreau, which no one really saw coming, but maybe they're not as strong as other teams. 5th place, Washington. Yes, I am saying that the Washington Capitals are not making the playoffs. Ovechkin is getting older, and soon he'll retire, and the rest of the team is aging, and it's just not a young team. Backstrom's already 34, and, those are kind of the 2 main players. 4th place, the New York Islanders. Now, I actually had the Washington Capitals in 4th, but then I switched it around. My second favourite team, because obviously Matt Barzal, but also because the fan support is crazy, and the team's got a lot of depth. And obviously, I hope Matt Barzal has a good season after signing his new contract. 3rd place, Carolina. Team that always makes the playoffs. They got a good veteran defenseman in Brent Burns. And 2nd place, Pittsburgh. Just like Washington, the team is aging. They did get back the whatever they call it, the 3 with Malkin, Letang, and Crosby. But their young players are they've got a lot of kind of young players, but not as much as they could. 3rd place, the New York Rangers. They've got a great future, great players like Panarin, Zibanejad, Kreider, Lafreniere, Kaku, and so that, Kaku, yes, there we go. And that is the Metro Division done. Now the Atlantic Division, 8th place, Buffalo, a developing team that just can't really contend right now, but maybe in the future. 7th place, Montreal, exact same reason as Buffalo, missed out on Shane Wright, but they said they didn't want him because of his attitude, but did get Slavkovsky out of that. 6th place, Detroit, good off season because they got Perron, they got all of those guys, so pretty good team. So, and then in 5th place, you've got Boston. Yes, I'm saying that Boston is not making the playoffs. And that's not because I'm a Canucks fan, but I don't think the Boston Bruins are going to make the playoffs. Marchand's out for 6 months. Pasternak is aging. They brought back Krejci for no reason, even though he's 36. And then into the playoff teams. Ottawa, a team I'm really looking forward to, had probably, I would say, the best off-season in terms of improving, and maybe we might do ranking the team's off-seasons. That could be a cool video. 3rd place, Toronto. They always find a way of making the playoffs, but we all know they're probably going to blow it in the first round for the 4,000th year. 2nd place, Florida. Made some improvements with Chuck, but did lose some players like Huberdeau and Uyghur, who I rate very highly because I think he's very underrated. 1st place, Tampa Bay, one of the strongest teams, if not the strongest team, and made the final last year, but, came close to winning but didn't. Last division, we have the Arizona Coyotes. I mean, they're just not good enough. What did I say? It's the Central Division. Sorry, Central Division. They're just not competitive enough, and I mean they're never looking good. 7th place, Chicago, a team still going through a rebuild. Aging players who actually don't even want to play for the team because Jonathan Taves and Kane, by the time this rebuild happens, which they're saying is 5 years, those guys are going to be like 41 and 42. They're probably not going to be playing. 6th place, Winnipeg, new coach in the Dallas coach. Can't remember what his name is. Oh God, can't remember what the Dallas coach is, but we'll have something up there saying who it is. And so let's see how that's going to be. 5th place, the St. Louis Blues, good team, made the finals a few years ago, but kind of have worked backwards in a way and lost a few players. Okay, here is the playoff teams for this division. In 4th place, Minnesota, have one of the best goalies in Marc-Andre Fleury, have some good young players like Kaprizov. 3rd place, I've got Dallas, young team with some good veteran stars in Tyler Seguin and in Jamie Benn. 2nd place, Nashville, good team with all that's needed to make the playoffs. They've got good forwards, good defense, and okay goaltending. And in 3rd place, Colorado. I mean, they made the final last season. Yes, they lost Kadri, but they now have the most paid player in the NHL, which is Nathan McKinnon, so I think they will do very well. Stanley Cup champion, here I go. my Stanley Cup champion this year, right, is going to be the Calgary Flames. But also, because obviously that's going to be the team in the West, but the team in the East, I'm going to have Ottawa. So it's going to be an all-Canadian final, and I do think Calgary is going to break the curse from a Canadian team not winning since 1993. There are my predictions. I sped through those pretty quick, but didn't want it to be a 4-hour video. Thanks for watching. What are your predictions? Because I'm sure you have some. You probably didn't agree with mine. And I will see you probably in the next video. I don't know what that'll be or when that'll be. But remember, don't have a good day. Have a great day. And good. Bye.